Okay, so looking at trade creation and trade diversion, and this happens when you are joining a kind of economically integrated area. So to start off, we need our diagram. It's a micro diagram because we're looking at a specific market. And if there was no trade in the world, we'd have a diagram that looks like this. And we're using this textbook. So I'm going to use the example that they're using here, which is lamb. If there's no trade in the world, this would be the equilibrium. However, if we're imagining that there are two other producers that you can trade with, here we have the supply of New Zealand lamb, and then we also have another country who is, I'll call it France because it's called it France in the book. Okay. Now, if we imagine at the start that the UK apply protectionist measures to both of these countries, and I'm just going to make up a tariff. So if I make up a tariff there, so that's the kind of size of the tariff. So that's supply to New Zealand plus a tariff. And if we imagine that they're quite fair, they apply the same size tariff to France as they apply to New Zealand, France would move up to here. Okay. So even with the tariff, New Zealand and both France are actually cheaper than the UK. So what would happen is you'd have the equilibrium here, Q1 and P1. And really, students get sometimes a bit confused about where they should put the equilibriums, but it's these two middle lines that we're looking for here, where the two supplies that we're concerned with. Now, Q2 here would be the quantity that's provided by domestic producers being UK producers, and Q1 minus Q2 would be the quantity that's supplied from New Zealand. Now they would have to pay a tariff, so this box here would represent the tariff. Okay, so what we find is that if the UK enter into an agreement such as, becoming part of the EU, and part of the EU agreement, part of being a member, is that you have to remove all tariffs between members and have a common external tariff, then we'll find that if we remove mistake there, plus tariff, if we remove the tariff from France, we'd get to this point here. So we'd have Q3 there. And the amount demanded from UK suppliers would have reduced down to Q4. Okay, and our new equilibrium would be Q3, and we would be importing from France now because France has become cheaper than the New Zealand lamb. So Q3 minus Q4 is the amount that we're importing from France. Now, to analyse the situation that's going on there, to see if it's a good situation or a bad situation, we need to